Naidoc is good event. It brings everybody from community together to celebrate, one of the oldest cultures in the world. And not only we see our own people in community, we see other nationalities coming, to Naidoc, so having them coming in to our community to see what we are, see what we do, and I think that's good because that breaks down barriers for people in our community to say that we're not all bad. We're all out there to live in our community, to help our community to thrive. As a race, we are getting our voices heard. We was always, told to be quiet, put out the back of the line and stuff like that. So now our voices are to be heard, but it's taken, this long for it to happen.
So I haven't celebrated Naidoc with Waminda before, so yesterday was the first day. It was a great way to show the community what we do as a service, and I actually learned how to weave, so that was great. My nan used to weave, so she'd be proud.
Celebrating Naidoc, it's really important for us. I got a lot out of this week, especially yesterday, being in community, just being there as Waminda staff to provide that support and information to community members. So this year's theme, Voice Treaty Truth, it really sits well with me this year, as all Naidoc themes do. Voice, I think it's really stands out to me, having the voice to be in community, be a leader and support our people, what needs to be done, and having that voice to stand up and be recognised. Listening and hearing from elders, passing down knowledge. I love learning from them.
Treaty, well, we do get recognised now, stolen generation and all that stuff, so yeah, to me, treaty, yeah, bit up in the air about that. Do we need one? What are we going to gain out of it as a race? Is it going to be putting more backlash on us as a race? So that's one for me to think about.
Yeah, it's important, treaty, to be recognised as First Nations.
So yeah, Naidoc does mean the world to me, and in particular this year's theme was Voice, Treaty and Truth. For me, this year's theme, I guess it's all one and the same. So we now have a voice. We need to speak up about Indigenous issues and in particular improving from Waminda, our health outcomes. But in regards to treaty, I guess I don't have the same sort of views on treaty as most people. Traditionally, every other country that's had a treaty has, and hasn't been honoured. So the Indigenous people worldwide have not been better off with a treaty. So for me, treaty doesn't really mean too much when it's the other person that's benefiting, and that's traditionally what's happened. I'd like to fight for sovereignty in particular, and not being recognised in the Constitution, because that will eliminate us as a people as well. So I think we just need a bit more education for our people and for us to be all on the same page, which is for sovereignty, fighting for sovereignty, because I've never seen it.
Truth, just knowing the truth, knowing what's happened, acknowledging that, and also to be truthful and honest, having conversations. Also learning about the truth in our education systems.
I actually stopped my son going to an excursion in Sydney to learn all about Captain Cook, and I thought that it was inappropriate because he could learn about his culture, go on country and learn about that first before being told about Captain Cook's story. What is the truth? You can speak the truth, but the truth can get you sometimes into trouble. A community member, her son said, it's not the truth being spoken to in court. It's a good story you can tell. to the judge to make them believe you, whether the truth was spoken or not.
The government campaigns like the Recognise campaign, which had Adam Goodes as the front man, I think there was a lot of lies. So there were a lot of lies in that campaign, trying to get Indigenous people on board for recognition in the Constitution, which wouldn't benefit us in any way. Pretty much erased us as Indigenous people to this country, and I think any sort of campaigns like that in the future need to be coming from Indigenous people and initiated by us rather than the government, and that's where our money needs to be spent, not to benefit them again.